Hey sisters, Sierra Sullivan here. Another episode of Moon Day Musings. Happy Monday. I'm here in my hometown of Oswego, New York. Oswego is the Native American Iroquois Indian word for the pouring out place, because the water actually flows from multiple sources and ends out that big area there, which is Lake Ontario. You can see the little lighthouse. See the little lighthouse right there. So I grew up on Lake Ontario, and my dad actually was mayor of my town, and he created a theme song for Oswego, which was Oswego, where the waters never end. And what does this have to do with pussy? Well, if you've watched any of my previous video, a dear friend of mine is in Egypt right now, and over the last few weeks she has been taking a small little sacred vessel of my Amrita, which is female ejaculatory fluid that I had been holding in a little vessel in my medicine bundle for over a year and a half or more. A lot of potency there. And she's been spreading it all over the sacred Egyptian sites. So it got placed in the Nile River, it got placed in underneath the Sphinx, it got placed near the pyramids, and a few other amazing places. And my intention, as I shared in last week's video, was I have been having visions of women unlocking our sacred waters, which is our Amrita, and the power that those sacred waters hold to transform this planet and bring back balance into the world, bringing the divine feminine into her rightful place and soothing the pains of our planet. And I had a vision many years ago when the fight for the water at Standing Rock was happening, of women ejaculating on the land. And that obviously I didn't know how to make that happen, and I still see that as a very potent act. And here I am in front of this flowing body of water, and I got recently asked by a dear sister, Lori Opal, who's here in the sisterhood, who runs a group called the Amrita Sisterhood, and she has an event coming up in May, hopefully, to teach women the power of our ejaculatory power, essentially. And I'm excited. So Lori, I'm so excited to play with you. Keep me posted on that date when you have it. But every single woman, I believe, has the power to ejaculate. And it's something that has still a lot of mystery around it. And beyond that, maybe someday I'll teach workshops. I'm not really sure. It's actually quite chilly here because I'm in upstate New York, so I've got my hood on, and I've been taking care of my dad, who's had knee replacement surgery, so I'm back in my hometown for another couple days, tending to my dad. But anyways, just sitting here watching the water go by and having many conversations about this topic over the last couple days with various friends and connections. I wanted to continue the conversation here because I believe that the power of our fluids is much undersold in this world, and we can do a lot of magic with our fluids. If you're not a squirter or you haven't ever experienced a gushing orgasm, no fret. I think I mentioned in the last video there's a great book called it's a Deborah Sundal book called, I think it's the Female Ejaculations and the G-Spot. And she actually teaches classes and techniques on how to do it, so if you're curious, you can check her out. But when I was taking classes at the School of Womanly Arts, which is Regina Thomashauer's organization, Mama Gina, aka Mama Gina, she would talk about how she would dab a little bit of pussy juice behind her ears, and that would really up her ability to attract certain things and certain, men into her life, and she would put pussy juice in various places when she wanted to manifest. And I've been playing with that a lot as well. I mean, obviously you got to be mindful of sanitary conditions and don't be putting it places that, you know, just take care of the things. But I truly believe that it is a very sacred fluid, and when we work with our sacred fluid in that way and we have right relationship with our divine portal of life, we can create all sorts of things. I teach a class, I've mentioned it before, it's called The Art of Effortless Feminine Manifestation. I have a 4-part video series you can check out if you haven't already seen it. You can find that at lifestylized.com/manifestation videos. lifestylized.com/manifestation videos. I'm actually going to go inside because it is super cold out there. Oh my God, it's so cold out there. It snowed yesterday, so I wanted to, you can't see the water anymore. Boo. Can't see the water anymore. Anyways, so I teach about manifestation, and really it's about power of knowing what it is you desire and then leaning back and opening yourself up to the power of vision and letting go of what we think it needs to be, how we think it needs to look, and actually being in sacred surrender while also trusting and knowing that it's coming and celebrating with anticipation the lingering of that desire. And this also has a lot to do with what I'm talking about, because when it comes to the power of Amrita and sweet surrender is what I believe takes, well, let me back up a second here. There's been a lot around what is female ejaculation, what is the fluid actually made up of, and because it technically comes from the urethral, it comes through the urethra, and from the urethral sponge in that whole area, sometimes it can feel like and sometimes have essences of pee. And what I believe is that actually when we are in full surrender to our divine pleasure and we're not trying to force anything, which is what we do in life, we try to force things, which is what I talk about in my Art of Effortless Feminine Manifestation, to not force things, that we actually have a lot more potency to manifest and to do magical things and create magical things and create miracles. Course in Miracles talks about the power of a miracle being actually a shift in perception. So when we move out of the doing, the driving, the forcing, and we move into the receptivity places and the receiving mode and take the higher perspective, we can manifest much quicker, I believe. And again, watch the videos. I go into further depth on those videos, on an actual process, an actual manifestation process. But, but the power of surrender in our bodies can actually alchemically take what sometimes may come out more in the essence of urine and transform it completely into nectar, which is sweet and clear and tasteless and odorless and actually very light, and it actually dries very quick. Whereas, if you pee on something, it's very heavy and saturated and smells like urine. So I believe that women have this alchemical power inside of us to transform what, alchemists would take lead and turn it to gold, and we can take urine and turn it to nectar. And so I'm actually I'm really excited because I'm in this process. My hand is hurting. I should have needed a tripod here. I'm actually in this process of looking for a team of scientists and chemists, actually a chemist that can help me do a study and test what actually Amrita is made up of, so we can actually know, because there isn't a lot of stuff out there, but there is a lot of information about all of the ways that this fluid has been held and revered as highly sacred. In fact, several years ago, I met a guy, and this will be the last story. I'm just gonna sit down over here. I met a guy who is a Sanskrit scholar, and he had discovered a lost Hindu text. It was the 1,000 Names of Sarada. I don't know if I'm saying that out accurately. But it's so funny, literally right around the Standing Rock time, and I was having these visions, and I was doing some sacred ceremony with Pussy Juice and whatnot, and Amrita. But I met this guy a couple weeks around that, actually right around that same time, and he had discovered the sacred text that had been lost for 800 years, and he happened to be the one that found it and translated it. And in the Thousand Names of Sarada, which is one of the goddesses of the Hindu, one of the many goddesses of the Hindu religion, in the pictures of her, she's holding a vessel of Amrita. And in the script, in the text, it goes on and on and on to talk about literally how the sacred power of sexual fluids, in particular Amrita, has been known to bring healing energy to the earth. So now what's so funny is that I didn't know any of this. I didn't study any Hindu texts. I'm not a scholar. I'm not a historian. I'm not even a tantrika, really, or any of that. I'm just me being a women's empowerment person for many, many years, and now being called into service for the reclaiming of the divinity of pussy on this planet. And I've been getting these visions through the pussy portal and through my own activation of my pussy power. And so along the way, I keep getting validated. I keep getting these very potent, powerful, synchronistic connections and people and events that have occurred that keep telling me that I'm on the right path with what I've been feeling and seeing and thinking, even though it feels very out there. And so recently I had my virtual assistant do a ton of research to find out where and how, literally she has like a spreadsheet of like 75 different resources that I need to go through and read and look at and get familiar with and like do my research. But of all the ways that pussy juice and sacred fluids of sexuality have been revered and used for very potent, very sacred ceremonies and transformations along the way. So I'm just getting my feet wet in many regards around this, and I'm curious, and I want to keep sharing this with all of you because it's one thing to really get and know and love our sacred portal, our flower, our yonis, our pussies. And that is a huge step. And when more women, all women and men, so if you saw the video a couple of weeks ago, I talked about I did a pussy church for men. And they were so grateful. And I'm excited to bring more of this conversation into, into the world with both men and women as part of it. But for now, I'm most interested in having this conversation with women because we are the ones that are still holding shame about our sacred genitalia. And when we can release that shame and actually not just release the shame, but be in awe and reverence and excitement and right relationship and learn to harness and wield our power from a place of sacred expression, I think this world will change very quickly. And I believe that, there, as I do know, there's a map down there. I've talked about this. That's why I do pussy oracle work. There's a map that has so much information that can be shown and tell us. I've been doing some pussy oracle readings lately because, as some of you may have seen, I had a pussy oracle special over Valentine's Day, and so I've been fulfilling on the women who have purchased those sessions, and it's been profound what we've been discovering, like profound. And so I believe that we're just not looking in the right place for our salvation. And if we're looking more into the portal of life, the origin of all life, we're going to get some answers. I'm getting answers. I'm getting a lot of answers, and I'm wanting to share those answers with all of you. And again, part of it has to do with the way that our new monetary system is actually being reconsecrated through what I'm seeing. So again, I look forward to sharing more of that. For now, I'll probably just do it through these Moon Day musings, and tune in. I put a link above. I pinned a post with the links to every episode so far. So if you feel like having some, pussy binge watching, you can do that more easily. And, I'd love to hear your thoughts. In the last video, I asked about where have you perhaps sold yourself down the river for money, done something that you don't really or haven't really wanted to do, or stayed somewhere longer than you've wanted to, or taken a job you haven't wanted to, or maybe even done something just that you regret in order to make money, because I want to spark a dialogue that's tied into this sacred fluid and this transformation of this planet that we're all stepping into and awakening into. And I believe the two are tied. I think that a lot will change when we come back in a right relationship and reverential connection to the sacred portal of life. So as I sit here and watch the river run down in the pouring out place that is Oswego, New York, where the water never ends, I think, wow, if I grew up in a place where the water never ends, I'm probably the right woman for the job. I don't want to even say it's a job, right? There's some old money magic playing out. I'm the right woman for this ministry. And this ministry is big, it's powerful, and I'm so grateful that all of you have said yes to being here. And whether you're tuning in and watching this or not, hopefully the magic and the medicine and the love and the intention and the power of this message and this mission will spread. And we can do this together, sisters. I'm looking forward to what continues to evolve. It's a mystery to me, and I'm excited for it. So stay tuned. Sending you lots of love from Oswego, New York. I'll be back in LA on Wednesday, and I'll have another episode next week, and then I'm going to take a week off because I'm going to be in Hawaii. Yay! So tune in next week, and let me know your thoughts below. And hey, Susan, good to see you here. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Miss you, girl. All right, lots of love, everybody. Take care.